This is the exacttrades.com movers report for November 3rd, 2011. First, we're taking a look at FIO. You can see previous resistance was around 35.60. So right here, gapping up from aftermarket and holding pre-market this morning. Last is at 37.40. It's been as high as 38.47, 38.50 area. Going to take this long off the open on a new high. First profit target is going to be 37 cents for your entry. Second profit target is going to be 74 cents. And then trail a stop on your last piece. Watch 40 for strong resistance and possibly 39 for medium to light resistance. So depending on where you take this trade, take in your profit. Watch it as you come into 39. If your second profit target's close to 39, take it a little bit early. See if it'll push through and then really try for that $40 on your last piece. And now we're looking at MELI. Resistance here just under 70. So here was the high, sold down into the support level here. Aftermarket got a big bounce up, and we're holding pre-market this morning. So last is at 74.15. It's been as high as 75. I'm going to look to take this long off the open on a new high. So give it about 2 to 3 minutes. Wait for it to make that new high. Start with a half position. See if you get a pullback and a hold with a higher low or a double bottom and then a bounce. Add your second half and then look for a push through to a new high. If it does pull back, could show some support at 73 here. Now, once you get long in your full position, your first profit target is going to be 74 cents from your entry. Second profit target is going to be about $1.50, $1.48 from your entry point. And then trail a stop on your last piece. Watch 76 for resistance, 77 here, and then possibly 78. So those are areas as you're moving up through, just keep an eye on, see if you can consolidate and stay strong. And also watch the market. If we get some breakthroughs to resistance levels, could help some of these move up through these upper levels, 76, 77 area on this. Next we have Qualcomm, QCOM. Resistance level here was at right around 54. Had a strong day yesterday, and then aftermarket on earnings news gapped up. And really we've held up strong with the gap. Pulled back to about 56.23. Has been as high as 57.70. Last is at 57.33 right here. So going to look for a push through to a new high off the open. Take this long. First profit target is going to be 57 cents for your entry. Second profit target is going to be about $1.14. And again, watch 59, possibly 60 for resistance on your last piece of that trade. Now we're looking at DNDN. Sold off yesterday, gapping down. Been as low as 740 here, starting to bounce. Last is at 771. Probably going to have some resistance here around 820, but there's still quite a bit of money in this trade. I think that you can get your 2 to 3% on a bounce off the open. And if it does continue to break through resistance, could come up into 9, maybe 850. So like I said, a lot of money. Even if it's weak and it just gives a small bounce, I think it's going to be enough to get your profit targets and then trail a stop on your last piece. So we're going to watch to take this long on the open on a new high. Again, give it about 2 to 3 minutes after it opens. First profit target is going to be 7 cents for your entry. Second profit target is going to be 14 cents. And then just trail a stop in your last piece. Watch this 8 as well for possible resistance. So even if it opens at 770, you have 30 cents. So you have both profit targets, and then you could trail a stop up into 8. See if it can push through 8, possibly 820. Now on this stock, I'm not really going to push you to keep a larger position with the end of that trade. Really do trade it normally, take your 2 profit targets and just keep a small piece to move up into these resistance levels. Sometimes on a big gap down like this, I like to keep more of the last end of that trade to really try to move up, but I don't feel that great about DNDN, so I think it's just going to have a bounce up into 8, 820. It could move up into 850, possibly 9, so there's an opportunity there. I just think that you're going to be safer to take your normal profit targets earlier and then trail a stop on that last piece, keep it smaller on the last piece. Next we have ANF, large gap down this morning. Last was at 74 here. We gap down low of 59.40 area, and the last price now is about 60.50. So we're bouncing a little bit off the lows. Going to look to take this long off the open on a new high. First profit target is going to be 60 cents for your entry. Second profit target is going to be $1.20. Watch 62 and 64. Not a lot of good resistance levels here until you get up into 67.50. So there's quite a bit of money in this trade. Take your normal profit targets and then trail a stop on your last piece. See if you can get through 64, possibly 66 or 67.40. Next we have ANR gapping up this morning. Last is at 26.75, so right here had a high of 27.37 approximately, and you see previous resistance here at 27.70 at this high. So even though we're gapping up, we're falling short of the previous high resistance, and I'm looking for this to turn over and break to a new low. We're going to short this off of the open on a new low. Again, give it a few minutes to open. It can bounce. Maybe it'll move a little bit higher back in this resistance level here and then turn back over. If that's the case, just set your alert just over the low of the day. Once it triggers that, look to trade that on a new low. First profit target is going to be 26 cents for your entry. Second profit target is going to be 52 cents for your entry. And then watch 25.30 area for some possible support. Maybe a little bit of support here at 25.75 area. So those are the places you're going to want to watch after you get your profit targets and you're just trailing your stop. It comes down in this area. Get tight on your stop. If you get kind of a weak or a flat bounce, some consolidation at the support, really look for another breakthrough below that support level and come into the next area about 25.30. Also, it depends on what the market's doing. If we see the market selling down and breaking through support levels, really going to help this push through these levels and come down, possibly closing the gap on this. And our last trade is RLD, gapping down this morning. You can see the support level here was around 960 from the lows. Bounced up, starting to set, a lower low here from this low and pull back. Broke through that, bounced and failed the resistance line. So you see this here. This bounce failed the previous highs. Came down and broke through that previous support level already. Gapping below that and this. Moving up off the lows from 9 to 957, but I think that this is going to turn back down. I'm going to look to take this short off the open on a new low and look for 9 as support. So get your two profit targets. Going to be 9 cents and 18 cents. Trail a stop on your last piece and see if you can test this 9. If you break through 9, could come down into 880, possibly 850. So I think there's some good money in this trade on the short side, and just be patient with it. Those are the trades for today. Good luck to everyone, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.